Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Let It Rip Sports Show. Today, I was looking online, and I happened to come across this sports story that Bomani Jones and Chris Broussard happened to have a little debate on Twitter regarding Bomani Jones's comments regarding the Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson saying that he's going to stay celibate with his girlfriend Ciara until they're married. And Bomani was asked that, do you believe will they stay celibate until marriage? And he said no, because they don't look especially stupid. And Chris Broussard obviously heard the comments and said that, are you implying that people who try to live the Lord's way are stupid? And Bomani retorted, said no, and it turned into a back and forth of each side defending their point of view. If you want a full description of the sports story, I have a link in the description below. But two things regarding this. One, I really believe Bomani Jones was kind of using it as a joke. He's saying it in jest. I don't really believe he thinks couples who are celibate until marriage are stupid. But on the flip side, I can see how Bomani Jones took that inference and said, whoa, that's a slippery slope when you kind of make that joke. Both sides have a valid point. Also, it kind of reminds me of that with every joke, there's always a threshold that is accompanied with that joke. And that depending on the context and the people you're referring to in the joke, that threshold may be crossed. So I guess that's always a reminder for all of us when we make jokes, that there could be some inference that you're just taking it a little too far. Second, honestly, I really think it's a non-issue overall, because if you choose to be celibate with your significant other, that's your world. If you choose to be promiscuous and have multiple partners, or you choose to have sex before marriage, that's your world. It's to each his own. It depends on your disposition, whatever you're comfortable with. That's my thought on it. You're free to leave comments and suggestions and saying how you believe, and I'll be happy to have a dialogue with you. But now, the real question for all of us sport fans that we really want to ask: when is this man Russell Wilson going to get paid? That's the real issue in my mind. When is this man going to get paid? Because Andy Dalton got paid, Jay Cutler got paid, Colin Kaepernick got paid, and none of those quarterbacks have Super Bowls. Only one of them has a Super Bowl appearance, Colin Kaepernick. This man Russell Wilson has 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 victory. He should have 2 victories, but let's not get into that. That's water on the bridge. They all been flamed. The whole Seattle Seahawks organization has been flamed for that blown call for throwing at the 1-yard line. But let's not get into that. Anyway, I'm wondering what's taking so long. What's going on here, Seattle? You have a playmaking quarterback. Now, I will give the Seahawks management some credit for kind of hedging and not just going in full bore with a contract and just handing him $120, $130 million, because I feel the hesitancy or the trepidation with, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, or the trepidation with giving Russell Wilson $100+ million is, can he carry the team? Because so far, the team has been carried by their defense and most prominently, Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. Now, that's not to say Russell Wilson isn't an integral part of that machine that is the Seattle Seahawks. No, he's a huge part. But has he carried the team on his legs and arm? And to this point, I would say no. I mean, he had a great comeback in the championship game against the Green Bay Packers. Great comeback, even though the Packers did choke in that game, but he did help them come back. But Marshawn Lynch was a huge part of that comeback and the defense. So I can see where the trepidation comes in, but why not at least make an offer? Why not give him, instead of a 7-year contract, why not give him a 4 or 5 year, $80 million contract and see what you're working with? Because I do believe for this team to establish themselves as a dynasty or a perennial contender, they're going to have to shy away from giving the rock to Marshawn Lynch so much, because he is getting up in age. He's 29 years old. He'll be 30 next year. You can't run him into the ground. Well, you can run him into the ground, but there's going to be a point where he's not going to be as effective as he was. So more of the emphasis is going to be on Russell Wilson. I think they're realizing that because they got Jimmy Graham, who should be a huge addition coming into next year, and they have a receiving core with the rookie last year who got hurt, Richardson. He should be coming back. So I believe they're transitioning to that, but there's no reason for him not to have a contract or an offer out unless it's being behind closed doors. Then fair enough, but you should at least give him an $80 million contract. Maybe not 150 or 140 or whatever. At least give him an $80 million contract. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Do you think he should have a loaded contract, 125 plus, or $80 million over 3 or 4 or 5 years? What do you guys think? That would be my happy medium. Or he can have a contract where it's completely incentive based, where he's got to throw for so many yards, he's got to get so many touchdowns, blah, 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 get back to the Super Bowl, whatever. But at least have something in place. It shouldn't take this long for a guy of that caliber, unless you want a Des Bryant situation, which I don't think Russell Wilson will take it that far, but Des Bryant is getting a raw deal, but I'll probably do a video about that later. But anyway, tell me what you guys think, or what contract they should give Russell Wilson. Feel free to leave comments, answer suggestions. As always, I'm your host, Eldridge Bell II. Thank you for watching my show.